Hello, I'm Elena. I just got an amazing question on a short that I posted that was titled Why You Must Argue. So instead of sitting around waiting for the time I had perfect to create you a video, I thought I'd just hop on live and tell you. We are most real when we argue, but let me give you an example of that. I don't know about you, but some days it's easy for me to just sort of keep my voice to myself. I don't like to argue too much. I grew up with a lot of you just shut up and make everything okay and keep the peace. And so to me, I won't actually speak up unless I really have to. And when I really, really have to, then it's just like a big dump. The thing is, that's the time I'm the realist, it is with this big dump. The last time I had one of these little explosions, it's been a while. I mean, I'm not 20, but back in the day, it was something like, and I hate it that you never protect me from your in-laws. I hate it that you let your parents come whenever I don't want them to, and I hate it that you're working so much, and I hate it that that you never have time for us, and I hated that all of these little things. That whether or not I was reasonable is not the point. The point was that that was true to me, and that was true to how I was feeling. And we have to pay close attention because that stuff has to come out. If you don't say what's really in your heart, that's going to sit there and that's going to turn into resentment. Resentment turns into a wall. A wall turns into a fortress where we don't end up letting our partner in. When you think about it, all of these little things that you get mad about, they kind of become building blocks. And so when people tell me, well, my relationship, it just like ended. And I'm thinking, no, I'm sure that if we sit down and we will see the slow reach to its demise. There is no equation where it just suddenly ended, unless, of course, with a few incidents where there's some strange things happening. I'm going to warn you, my oven's going to go off. And when it does, I'm going to just go turn it off and come right back because I'm baking some shortbread cookies because, it's my favorite. But so that's what I'm saying is if we don't let this out, believe it or not, our relationship is becoming fake. It's not that you're being evil or dishonest, but then you are being dishonest because you're not saying your truth. Here's an example. Okay, my husband passes me a pepper. He says, "Hey, do you want some pepper on your thing?" And I say, "Yeah, okay." But I didn't really want pepper on my meal. I just lied. I made it sound like I was okay with that, but I was not. But I didn't really lie because I didn't say, I don't want the damn pepper, leave it on your side. No, by agreeing to receive this, I colluded with his truth. And so it's all these little things that can become a big problem someday. And if we don't get used to speaking up, can you imagine what this would look like? A year down the road, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road in a marriage. And so this is the stuff that I'm trying to tell you about how important it is. Oh, a very important part, by the way, and what happens when you don't speak up. I guess I should have led with this part. Serious mental health problems, not just mental health, physical problems. So I used to work in a clinic, a mental health clinic that was literally, it was very close to the doctor's offices. And man, the stuff they would send us. And the sad part is these women, people, men, everybody, these people are on medication for being depressed, for being anxious. They're consulting a psychiatrist. They're waiting for specialist appointments on this unexplained shoulder pain. And so, but when I meet with them and I sit down and try and understand, hey, what's really going on? What's really going on? Why are you so upset? Guess what I found? Oh, hang on a second. My oven's about to go off. What I found? Depression. What I found is people in terribly unhappy relationships, and they felt trapped, they felt powerless, they felt invisible, they felt forgotten, they felt small, they felt all kinds of nasty things. And I swear to God, that stuff was just getting into their body. Here's a success story. I actually sat down and I worked through a woman. She actually came to me in a wheelchair. That's sort of like her joints were starting to seize up. And the doctor was like, okay, she agreed to a referral to me. Her dad had to wheel her by wheelchair to come to my clinic. And thank goodness we were inside of a hospital where it was accessible. We worked on it. We were so much unhappiness. And she was still kind of, resistant. Like, I'm unhappy with my marriage. I'm unhappy with my relationship, but I'm still not sure. And then she started avoiding my appointments, and then she stopped coming altogether. Well, a year later, I see her. She comes in, and all she did is she says, thank you. And guess what? She was walking. And she said, it turns out you were right. I wasn't ready to hear what you wanted to tell me. But I started just having a really, really good cry. And I started to really just accept what my feelings were. And I started to just sort of voice them out, let them out. And that's when she said it was dark. I had dark moments. I had dark days. I had dark weeks. But once I got past this, that's the feelings. Those are the feelings that were starting to really clog up how I was functioning. The more she released them, the better she started to feel. And then, she off medication. And anyway, that was pretty much it. So that's a success story. And when I was doing my master's, I had this one professor, and I swear I hated him because he was so strict, and he gave me my B. He gave me that was the one B I got in the whole program when I was all straight A's because I was working really, really hard. He introduced us to this thing. He was obsessed with this thing called psychogenic pain. Basically, it's pain that people couldn't find the origins of, but they were real. And he talked to us about the one patient he had where it was a woman who came in, but her son had died. And she refused to talk about it, and she refused to feel the pain. She just didn't want it. She didn't want it. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. And so he had to get really, really creative in how he was going to address this. He knew, but the woman was hurting all over her body. Doctors were frustrated. So he said, this is what I did. I started the line of questioning where the first question I asked her was, how many children do you have? And that sort of started their line of the truth. He said, but let me tell you, it was painful. But the point of all of that, if you guys want to look it up, it's called psychogenic pain. PSICOH, psychogenic. So basically, that's what it is. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is you don't want to get sick. You don't want your relationships to make you ill. You can love someone and never agree on some of the big things, as long as you do love each other and you respect each other and you're committed to working it out. You can make anything work if you are true to being yourselves in it. Do let me know if you have found, hello, Alana, good to see you here. I'm glad you're here. Let me know if you have any questions, whether you catch me here on the live or you catch me on the replay. Please leave me a little thumbs up if you were here. Let me know if I can be of service. Ask your question on any one of my comment on any one of my videos. I do get notifications for them, and I do read all of them. So do let me know if you have, let me know also if this is making any sense. If you have, the reason, you guys, you got to know the reason we're here is somebody asked the question of expand on this topic. I would love to do that. This is what I'm here for, is to serve you. So make sure to ask whatever questions you have, and I will do my very, very best. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is an excellent time. I am obsessed with this content. I can't shut up about it. And I hope to see you. I will see you in my next video. Take care.